All right, so in your takeaways here, it's only been one day of camp, but we love to overanalyze. So you point out it's too early to tell if the defense has improved. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, well, right now we don't even know who the starting defensive linemen are, who the starting inside linebackers are, or the outside linebacker opposite Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, it looks like Preston Smith's job to lose, but he's got Junior Galette and Ryan Anderson breathing down his neck, and Ryan Anderson has looked pretty good when he's going against second-team guys, but he did have a couple rushes against Morgan Moses where he looked good. And so you don't know. The defensive line, yeah, they drafted Jonathan Allen. You have to think he's going to start. Stacey McGee and Terrell McClain, they signed in free agency. But throughout the spring practices and yesterday, those two guys still have not shared the line together. Terrell McClain was with the first team for the first time because he wasn't there with the practicing with the first team. He was second and third team during the spring. And Stacey McGee was the backup to him. And so you've got Joey Mbu, who's a young guy who was on the practice squad but has worked really hard with Trent Williams all offseason, who Jim Tomsula really likes, who's worked as starting nose tackle. But you got to wonder, okay, for how long? Is this just to motivate and stoke competition? I don't know. So until you get that front seven nailed down, that's the big area that was a concern for them, in addition to safety, but I think safety will be better. But until we see this thing start to come into some clarity, we're really not going to know about this defense.
Mike, did all of the fans at training camp erupt in applause when Junior Galette made it through his first real practice as a Redskin at training camp because of the Achilles injuries he suffered in the past few years?
Well, they might have, but there was only like maybe 200 people there, so I couldn't really hear their applause very loud. Junior was out there running around. He looks pretty looks like he's a little leaner, has not had any limitation or everything like that. But we'll see once he gets out to games. Obviously, yesterday was a big step for him, but he hasn't really been on the field in 2 years now. Obviously, he practiced and got hurt during the preseason, week 3 before that game. The first year, 2015. But, yeah, we'll see what he can do. If he's healthy, I think that really is a big return for the Redskins.
Let's talk about DJ Swearinger, one of the new guys on defense. And for Redskins fans who don't know much about him, he was a big-time safety out of South Carolina, playing the SEC. He was a high pick by Houston in 2013 in the second round. But he's now on his 4th team, and, he's only in his, 5th year? So he was essentially cut by both Tampa and Houston. So, but I know they're expecting big things from him. So what should Redskins fans expect from him, and how do you think he's going to fit in with?
Yeah, and he was at Arizona where, they have Tyrann Mathieu and Deion Buchanan. So I don't know if it was a matter of they didn't have a space to fit him, or what, why they didn't, why he didn't stay there. But is the Redskins that if you look at him, he is probably the best safety I've had in a while. They've tried with, the Ryan Clark tail end of their career, Shimigo Itagwe, Madio Williams, guys who are either aging or guys who are former cornerbacks like D'Angelo Hall and Will Blackman and DeShazer Everett. They finally have a guy who is a legit safety, a good communicator. We see him out there on the field directing traffic. He's working with Stuart Cravens. Cravens is a strong safety, but sometimes they have to switch depending on the sides. And it looks like he's really smart. He's got good athleticism. He wasn't really viewed by a lot of people as a pure free safety, kind of like a tweener. But the Redskins will be counting on him to play a lot of free safety. And we'll see. I just know that, and the coaches have said, this looks like a true safety, which they've needed for a while now. So that just in and of itself, because he's not a project guy or running out of gas, should help back there.
Now, you pointed out that Kendall Fuller actually had a big day.
Yeah, he did. He had an interception of Kirk Cousins, got good position running on playing underneath coverage with Josh Norman over the top on Brian Quick, and picked off that pass. And then later he did a good job of reading Nate Sudfeld, there was some miscommunication where one of the undrafted rookies ran up the sideline and then cut to the inside, and Sudfeld just gunned it towards the outside, and Fuller broke off and made a good catch. And he said, I talked to him some. He said, man, like last year I was coming off injury. I was trying to learn everything as a rookie. Now I feel confident. I feel comfortable. He's got his old college coach, Torian Gray, as his position coach. And so he said, I'm just able to go out there and have fun. He's hoping to build on that. It would be big for the Redskins if he can find that consistency and play like they believe that he could. As people were touting him as if he had been healthy, he would have been a first-round pick. So if he can bring stability to that nickelback position there, this defense will improve on that front as well.